Hello, friends. It's Nate at Stallman Guitars. I wanted to show you this guy. This old 60s, I think, Yamaha FG-300. This guitar has a really cool story. So, a long time ago, when this guitar was young and a certain human was also young, the owner of this guitar bought it when he was growing up in Sweden. And sometime, I think it was his late teens, early 20s, he was going to move to the States. And just before he was about to move, someone stole his guitar. This guitar. And he was bummed. Thought he's just never going to see the guitar again. Went about his life. He's got some cool other guitars. He's got a nice old Martin that I'm going to see later today. But decades later, as in pretty recently, someone contacted the owner of this guitar and said, "Hey, I have your guitar. I'd like to get it to you." So this guitar was shipped from Sweden to the US and reunited with the owner, and I got to fix it up. Unfortunately, it showed up in pretty nasty shape. I'm positive this thing got played, and I have a hunch that whoever said, "Hey, I have your guitar," is probably the person that stole the guitar. But not for me to say. This guitar had a lot wrong with it. The bridge was lifting. The bridge plate was just completely messed up. Like huge blown out pinholes, some missing wood cross, lengthwise down the pinholes was mostly gone. The area underneath the bridge was really obliterated, like factory issue damage. Some cracks under there, some huge hollowed out areas. There was just no way I was going to be able to set the bridge down in a reasonable manner and get good contact with wood glue. So this guitar entailed a lot of creative repair work, which is not usually what I'm doing. It's usually this was hard or this was fun or interesting. This one was more in the realm of how the hell do I do this? And I want to say thanks to Ian Davlin and some others that I bounced ideas off of. I ended up actually using West Systems 105 epoxy to hold the bridge down. I don't think this would have been a job for any type of traditional glue, honestly. There's just no way. The top's plywood, it was delamming. There was huge divots, so it's on there with epoxy, but even then I didn't really fully trust it due to those big voids. Ian and I talked about embedding some bolts in there, so a la Gibson, I installed some bolts and covered those with rosewood plugs. They actually blended in pretty well. Did some creative bridge plate repair work. If any of you want to talk to me about that, I am glad to tell you what I did. It's kind of a hybrid between a TJ Thompson fix and an Ian Davlin fix with my style of getting stuff done quick and on a budget. So let's take a look at this thing. I could talk forever, and that's just gonna bore the shit out of you. Here it is. Yamaha FG-300. That's my bird clock. So, I think this is probably one of the more aesthetically awesome guitars to come across my bench in a while. It's pretty interesting to play those, the Tune-O-Matic style acoustic bridge. I'm not sure I would want one on one of my guitars, but I can see the appeal. guitar is strung with silken steels at the request of the owner. That's what he's used to playing. I think we'd get a little more projection, a little more volume if there were standard phosphor bronze 12s or something on here. But as you can see, those bolts do not ruin the aesthetic of the bridge because the rosewood plugs blend in pretty well. There was also a impact wound here that, if you haven't had the pleasure of fixing an impact wound in plywood, you just won't understand. It's not very easy to get those things to sit back down. So this kind of reminds me tonally of a Harmony Sovereign or a Buck Owens or something in that neighborhood, where it's going to be probably a good studio guitar that is got a lot of the thunk, the fundamentals. There's not this like angelic ring that lasts for an hour and a half. It's just doing the blam, blam, blam. These are the notes. Have a beautiful day. Got to get back to stuff kind of thing. I did make a new nut. There were multiple loose braces in this guitar, and to fix those loose braces, I had to cut through some fabric. They did that move where you put like a linen or something over the top of the braces and wipe glue on top of that. So I had to get in there with a razor blade and cut through that because this glue was super crusty. Got it all finished up though. In the end, to me, this is not so much a guitar that's amazing because of its collector value or its rarity. It's just a guitar that's super cool because it has a story, and those are always the coolest guitars, in my opinion. We can fight about it if you want to, but that's my opinion. Anyways, sorry for my rambling. I hope you like guitars. I hope you appreciate this one. And for those who haven't heard, if you're seeing this video around now, which is February 2021, I am super, super, super booked out. I'm super busy. It's crazy. I've never been this busy, and I'm really happy about it, but also it's required me to close the books for new repairs for maybe the foreseeable future. I do have quite a lot of work, and I'm going to try to slam through it, but I don't want to be the shop that has everyone's instruments for months at a time. I just do not want that sort of like really shitty notoriety. So thanks for projects like this. Thanks for easy projects too. Thanks for all the projects. I'm stoked to have them. I'll make an announcement on Instagram and on my website when I'm back to normal as far as taking in regular repair work again, but I gotta get back into it. I'm gonna cut this video right now because I gotta get back to the pile of guitars. I hope you have a beautiful day. I'll see you soon.